welcome to Racers United. Today we'll be seeing the Tier 2 drivers go around the lovely track of Singapore. We've got 17 drivers, got everyone in. So without further ado, we can go straight into the national anthem. I will get that up for in 1 second. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting race today. A couple of people couldn't make it last second, but it's all good. So now let's go to the flag waving. And everyone rise for the national anthem of Singapore. What a beautiful anthem. Everyone, you can ready up, have a good race, go to your team VCs, do whatever you need to do. And we will see you after the race. Remember, top 3, stay in your VCs, we'll put you for the cool down room. And if you want an interview, stay in your team VC. Have a good race, keep an eye out. There has been some EA issues recently, so if there is a red flag, which hopefully there isn't, we can get through that quite smoothly. Anyways, have a good race. Right, now, here we are. We're in the commentary box. Everything so far has went pretty smooth. It's definitely quite enjoyable. But yeah, all the drivers are preparing to get ready for Singapore. And we're just getting ready to load in. But yeah, we'll see you on the other side. And here we go then for Singapore. It is not raining, which as everyone would love to hear. We've got 17 drivers all getting prepared to face the lovely circuit of Singapore. You see some lovely track shots there, and I've got to say it is probably one of the longer circuits on the calendar with, I'm pretty sure, 23 turns. It's 5 kilometers long, so it's going to be a pretty long lap time and a lot of corners for the drivers to maneuver, and hopefully not invalidate on. And as we end the track map now, we are going to get into our brand new overlook of the Drivers' Championship. So Meme, last race, Extenders leading the championship. Lucas Giles managed to pull away from Skirl, who's now up into third. AT had an amazing showing and is now running in fourth, coming second in Spa. Now into the constructors' standings, you're going to have to mind for the Aston Martin miscalculation there. But Alfa Romeo took the top of the driver's standings, knocking Alpine off their pedestal as it is in Tier 1. And here we go then, as we now cut to the drivers who will be leaving the pit just round about now. And let's get the full track map on, and the first 2 drivers to leave the pit are in fact the 2 Alfa Romeo drivers. So Opa is going to be leading the front 2 then, and it is only short qualifying today. there will be no Q2 or Q3. So your fastest lap here will determine your starting point in the race. And 17 drivers, it's pretty good. We are kind of lacking drivers in Tier 2, so if anyone who isn't in the league or is a reserve driver in Tier 1 is watching this, you are more than welcome to come and race in Tier 2. Seth Martin, thank you for the bit. We saw that during the national anthem. I didn't announce it until now. That's my bad. Well, here we go. Opa, interestingly, might actually give Samim, his teammate, who is the defending championship leader, a good slipstream. But if Opa does make a mistake, then that's going to affect Samim greatly. It obviously all does come down to, in the end, well, actually, if they do back off at the end of the lap, but they have created a significant gap to the other man in the Aston Martin, Dodge Demon, who is the closest behind, and he's in Maldade on his out lap. So to see, but I think we're going to go to Samim first. Yeah, what a great driver Samim is. He's definitely proven himself so far in this league. He took an astonishing lead in Spa after AT got caught up by the safety car and just wasn't as good in those inters as he might have wanted to be in Hello Ollie and Hello State Daisy. As for anyone wondering, oh, Samim has came into the pit lane. Okay, he must have got damage on that first lap. But anyway, oh no, Opa spins out as he begins his lap. So that means we are going to go to the a newcomer to this league, RPM Declan, who's going to begin the first flying lap for us. But yeah, very interesting for Samim to come in the pits. I think he does have issues with his wheel, and oh no, he does not have the right driver number, so we're not going to be able to see him do his lap with that graphic. And here we go then for Declan. He goes through turn 1 and turn 2. I'm not too familiar with this track, I'm not gonna lie. It's I'm pretty sure it's a street circuit. Hopefully it's a street circuit. And here we go then for Declan. So he overshot a bit there. And now with the DRS wide open, doesn't get the best exit, which will mean he lacks straight line speed, and he'll be looking for all the time to gains. He gets a 27.7 in Sector 1. Once again, I'm not too sure if that is a good time or not. Here we go then for Declan, running over the curb a bit there, and that's going to compromise his exit just a little bit. He has to be a bit more cautious on that throttle, or else he will get or else the car will get unsettled and spin itself. That's just the way it works in F122. And he's now going through Sector 2, goes a bit wide there, misses his apex. This is probably one of the hardest corners of the lap. It's a blind corner, and there you go. Doesn't do as good as he might have wanted on that bit. And now with the DRS open once again, I think he's went for a bit more of a high speed setup, a low speed setup even, which means he'll do better in the corners, and that is probably what you want around this tight street circuit. I mean, it's not as tight as the likes of Monaco, but you can still easily run wide and hit into the wall, as he nearly does there, but he's keeping it nice and tight, which you'd love to see. And in Sector 3, it's definitely been a bit of an improvement so far. He just misses the apex there, and that'll lose him a couple hundredths. All these hundredths are mounting up to temps. And hello, Casper Curtis, welcome to the stream. Oh, he breaks a bit there for the last corner, and that's going to be a 140.4 for Declan. Is there anyone behind him? AT is on the lap, so we're going to look at AT. He is possibly the championship contender. He made it second in Spa, and he gets a bit slightly there, and that'll be his lap over as Magellan set to 138.1, Elo set to 138.5, and Lucas Giles for 138.7. It's a 1-3 at the moment for the Red Bulls, who will be able to stop them as Rolo set to 142.3. I'll definitely want to go again and improve on that lap. Yeah, Casper is definitely one of the better people at this game, and did ask why he pits it, and that was a bit risky on the pit lane entry there. Who's on the lap? Who can watch? Is Jail Beth on the lap? He's on an out lap. And see, all the times are coming in now, and there's a lot of 138. Maybe setups is more oversteery. It could be. Opa on another lap. Dodge Demon on the lap. Let's have a look for Dodge Demon. Here we go then for the rest of the Red Bull driver, the Aston Martin driver. Let's see what he gets in Sector 1. He is 5 times off from Magelda in Sector 1, which is quite possibly setting him up for a 140 lap time at the moment. Or maybe a high 139. It depends how you can maneuver Sector 2 and Sector 3. As he looks like he got a bit slidey there and he misses the apex. But he's just trying to set him up nicely for the straight here. And now into the corner. It takes a lot of curb there. I'm pretty sure that would have given him a bit of time. It was more of a flat curve compared to what we usually see with the, what is that camera angle? Oh my days, we're going to go back to the onboard footage. Yeah, that is definitely not a very nice camera angle at all. And here we go then for Dodge Demon in Sector 2. He is 1.2 seconds off of Magelda. As I said, he's up for a 139 high or a 140 low. And here we go then, as entry into Sector 3. Tunnel section will still be here in F123. We've seen it in the trailer, and that's unfortunate, but yeah, we'll probably have to wait until either later in F123 or in F124. That Singapore track update. And TikTok cam. And here we go then. With Dodge Demon, it's a 140.4, and that put him up into P7. And I told you, it would be a low 140 because he's Skull in there in the background. Spin out. Or was that? That might have been his teammate. With Blaze, it was Blaze who spun out there. And unfortunate for him, we want to see AT though, who is on a hot lap, I think, at the moment. And let's have a look then for TJ. AT or TJ, that's what we're going to call him. He's purple in Sector 1 and Sector 2. And here we go then into the final corner for AT. What's it going to be? It's going to be a 138.297, and that is not going to be fast enough to put him in pole position. So Meme still sitting there in the pit lane, down in P17, is pretty risky for him. We're going to look at James now. And he ran off the track a little bit there, and he hits into the wall. I think that'll be his lap over and done with. As Blaze can't be on a lap. He did spin out at the beginning of his second lap. Is RPM Declan on a lap? Let's have a look. And Paul on mediums. Is Magelda on the mediums? Oh, Magelda is on the mediums. That's a blistering lap time if that is the case. KBM moment, Casper says. And here we go then for Blaze, who is on... Is he on a hot lap? No, he's probably preparing himself for a hot lap. Oh no, he can't be. His ERS is very low. Orpa is nowhere near the start-finish straight. Where is everyone on their laps? Dodge Demon into the walls. We saw that there. Wow. JL Beppo. Is JL Beppo on a lap? Here we go then. For JL Beppo. Looks like he might be on a lap. He was down in Sector 1. Let's see if he can improve in Sector 2. And Casper says, I wonder who is going to win then. Remember, Samim has not set his lap time yet. And now for JL Beppo. He's is he on a lap? He weaved a little bit there. He might be trying to get the temperature into the tyres, which I wouldn't see why. It's one of the hottest races of the calendar, I'm pretty sure. And is he on a lap? I can't tell. He's down in Sector 1 and Sector 2. So I'm going to assume he is not on a lap. So we're going to wait for him to begin his lap. Oh no, he's going into the pit lane. Okay. That explains a lot then. Who is on the lap? We want to see who's on a lap. Is Elo on a lap? Elo had a very fast first lap, and let's see if he can do anything about it in his second one. So here we go then. For the Alpine driver, he's going to begin his second flying lap of the session, and now, under the green flags, he will begin into turn 1, keeps it nice and tight for turn 2, and now into turn 3. It's beautiful so far. I love that. I love that. That looked super smooth. I'm not sure if anyone else saw that the same, but I saw that. There's a very nice beginning to the lap, and he's going to come up on a bit of traffic here of the Mercedes, and just ahead of him will be the Alfa Romeo driver. I'm not sure if he's on a lap or not, but he is purple in Sector 1 by 0.003 of a second, and it definitely shows as well. He is doing super well on this lap so far. He got a mini lockup there. That might just be the game though. The game does tend to give a lot of fake lockups. And here we go then for Elo now. His foot down on the throttle into the braking zone, and is now going to set himself up very nice. Oh no, he's into the barrier and he's out of the session. Oh, he was on a purple lap. It was all going so well for him, and he is out of qualifying. Oh, that is horrible for Elo. That is horrible. He was doing so well. And we're going to watch Magelda as the traffic now gets through the remains of Elo. But Elo, he was doing super well, and it just didn't go his way. Ouch, that must hurt a little bit for him. We have to move on now, because now we go to Magelda, spectating him currently, and we're waiting for him to go and set his second final lap of the session. Will it be any better than his his medium lap? Surely it has to be, right? I mean, there's no two ways in between it. I think we are actually going to go to AT, who is in a massive train of cars here. One being the Red Bull. But at the end of the lap, we are going to cut towards Magelda. Or do we? I think it might be quite crucial that we watch Magelda's lap. I want to see how much he improves by per sector. Sector by sector for this man. But yeah, it's been a great start to the... Wait. I think I might be stupid. I am stupid. He switched to the medium tyre in the pit lane, so it looked like he set it on the mediums. I am so stupid. Okay, anyways, for Magelda, he did set his lap on the soft tyres, and now, here we go then. For the Red Bull driver, it's going down the main straight. There's so much traffic coming out just ahead of him. It's going to be crucial that he get past it right then. He does. That's going to set him up perfectly for some clean air for the rest of his run. AT will be just ahead of him. We're actually going to cut to him now, because we know that Magelda didn't have that time which we thought he did. And here we go then. For AT, he's going to round off Sector 1, and how much faster will he be? He's 200 faster. Magelda, though, how much faster will he be in Sector 1? He is purple, I think, unless the game has just deceived us there. He is purple in Sector 1, and AT will have a target on his back then. And he's going to have to go faster if he wants any chance at this pole position. But here we go then for Magelda. He is fairly close to the end of Sector 2. Now this is where we saw Elo crash out before, and he manages to just maneuver that perfectly. And now for Magelda going into the last part of Sector 2, and he sees the McLaren driver in his sight, and it looks like he's getting a bit closer each time round, and that's not going to be good news for the for AT. Because he wants to be going faster, but he set himself up for P2 at the moment. We've got to remember, Magelda still yet to set a lap in Stone Age. Sets a 38.4, and that'll knock Elo down into P4. And he won't be able to compete with that whatsoever. The pack is looking very tight so far today, and it's lovely to see. And now here we go then for Magelda as he rounds the final corner. What's it going to be? AT sets a 137.4, but for Magelda it's going to be a 137.2, and he goes a tenth quicker than AT. And now that's a team on pole position. Will he be able to improve on that? I don't think he'll have any time to. But crucially, is Samim going to be able to compete? Oh. No. Samim needs an invite. Samim needs an invite. He's going to get in for the last run then, maybe. There. Samim's been sent an invite. Yeah. Graphics are lagging, I think. Give me 1 second, I'm going to try to fix that. Okay. Here we go then. Back to the live stream. I'm not too sure if I'll be able to fix it whatsoever, but... Oh, Queen Stone Age into the wall. And has to wait for everyone to get past. Okay, Samim is in the session. Samim is going to be very, very tight for him. Will he be able to get that lap done, which he needs to get done? The lap time here is around 1 minute 40 seconds, so he'll have to exit the pit almost immediately if he wants any shot at getting the perfect lap in. And does James need an invite as well? He does have someone who did invite him before. But we will, just in case... See if he needs an invite. I don't think I haven't added. Okay. That's someone else has to deal with him. And then pulls a Purpies, more known as Omega. finishing off the lap time. What's it gonna... Oh no, why is my game paused? It is a 140.3 for Omega, and that'll put him up into P10. Lovely start position for him, and Samim still yet to leave the pit lane. It's going to be very, very tight if he wants to get any lap in whatsoever. But I think his qualifying dreams are over then. And he will not be able to set a lap, so he's going to have to start from the back of the grid, which is going to be absolutely amazing for AT and Magelda. Both lovely news for them two, and yeah, it's official. Samim can no longer set a lap time. Neither can the Red Bull, who has just exited the pit lane. So everyone else setting their laps, it'll be their final laps, unless it... Actually, no, it will be the final lap time. And did Skull just set a fast lap time? I think he went up into P7. Lucas Giles on that lap, he won't be able to set a lap. And Impulsive is he on another lap? He can't be on another lap, surely. Dragonfly's on that lap, he will actually be pretty close to completion. James is on that lap as well, so everyone on that laps won't be able to set their times, I think. I'm not too sure how come they are coming out the pits, but it is what it is. And now, here we go then for Dragonflies, going through Sector 3, getting himself ready for his final run of the session. So everyone's crossing the line for their final runs, but Jelda also leaves a pit lane as well. Unless we have a timing error or a timing glitch. Samim setting an outlap as well. What is happening here? 30 seconds after the qualifying session and people are just exiting the pit lane now. Maybe Samim might be loading the setup. But here we go then for Dragonflies, as the graphics are once again sort of bugged. I'm sorry about that. But it's what we have to deal with at the moment. As I'm not too sure why they're lagging, because it should just be alright. And oh no, there we go. Yeah, the graphics are lagging, okay. And James out of the session, he retires. I'm not too sure where he retired, he might have spun out maybe. But he doesn't get a lap in, neither does Orpa, who's also retired, and the session is now over. And for Dragonflies, this lap is far from over for him yet, as he is still in Sector 2 near the end now. He's going to the blind corner. You have to sort of judge your braking point perfectly there, and he does miss the apex. But let's see what his Sector 3 time will be then, or Sector 2 time even. And it's going to be a 105.7, and that's a 5/10 improvement for him. That's setting him up for P12 or P11. Depends what he can do in this final sector. He's going to have traffic come the end of this lap. It will be Orpa and Beppo, who are both going to be in his way, and oh no, it's looking like it's going to be over for these two, or for him even, if they can't get out of the way. And here we go then for Dragonflies. There we go, the Mercedes gets out of the way. Samim will just be able to cross the line without any needing to move out of the way, and it's going to be a 139.7 for Dragonflies. That put him up into P10. Great lap from him, and that'll put him nicely for the start of this race. And the top two seem to be in a league of their own, as the number 3 to number P3 to P9 are all separated by less than a second. And then P10 to P13 are separated by around 1.1 seconds, and the bottom 4 both all with non-representable lap times. But yes, Samim, unfortunate for him, James and Orpa both crashed out. Orpa apparently was on a hot lap and he got invalidated. His first lap was actually on the mediums. We will check that in a second, or actually we can check that now. Oh, it actually was on the... Oh, it was a 38.1. Okay, no wonder you went so much faster on your second lap. I thought 38 was at the benchmark. See, look, I didn't know what the lap times were for this track, so... yeah, that's just like, forgive me for that one. There you go, you can see. Apart from these two are in a league of their own at the moment. But these are very, very tightly packed together. So there's going to be a nice little battle at the start of this race for everyone to watch. And I don't know if I've mentioned this yet, but we do have a new F123 intro, and I can't lie, it looks sick. And when I say it looks sick, I mean it looks sick. Okay, the session is starting for the race, which will begin momentarily. And here we go then. It's looking absolutely insane. Exactly, Ollie. I don't think you've seen the finished video yet, Ollie. It's completely finished now. And it is just going to sit there until F123. I don't know when I'm going to release it. I don't know if I should release it before F123 or after F123. Keep everyone in suspense. It's a really good teaser though. And a nice hype thing. But anyways, here we go for the race. No formation lap. We're going to get straight into the action. And here we go as the lights are now going out. Magelda on pole position. And it's 5 red lights. It's going to be delayed for a little bit, and 3 drivers get drive-through penalties, but Magelda fails to get off the start there, and AT already up into P1 by a mile, and Queen Stonage into P2, 3 wide into turn 1 for the 2 Alpines and the Haas. And Elo now into P3, Luca into P4, but Magelda dropped down into P6. Oh no! Is that Lucas Giles who nearly spun around there? He's now going to try and get back at the Haas driver and his teammate, and he pulls on the inside, and he nearly spins out once again. Skirl nearly hits him into the wall. And what a start already, and oh no, Dragonfly just spun out from P10 on the grid. As Magelda now going to try and go down the inside of Luca, the Alpine driver, and he's just going to let him past, and now what a move it was from him. And now Elo, Queen Stonage and AT are the top 3. AT's got away very well. He's already a second ahead of everyone else, and this is going to be great for his championship battle. Samim has to fight his way through the field. He's now down into he's now up into P14, and just got the move done on James then, as his teammate is behind him. Will he let him pass or will he not? Dodge Demon and Lucas Giles both fighting for position there. Dragonflies, RPM Declan and Dodge Demon all have drive-through penalties which they need to serve in the next 3 laps. And oh, what a late lunge from JL Beppo, and it nearly happens in collision with JL Beppo. Will he fight that? He does need to go start picking off some other drivers, and he's going to go for a late lunge there. He does. He's going to go later on the brakes. Oh no, he's going to run wide, and that's going to drop him down the field. Down into P16. Oh no, Dragonfly's lost his wing. But JL Beppo, that's an absolutely horrendous start from him, and the move definitely gone wrong. But Elo is hot on the tail of Queen Stonage and is now trying to get it done on the Ferrari driver down the main straight. Will he have more straight line speed? AT for 152 on those hard compound tyres. Will he be able to get the move done? And Dragonflies trying to get himself out of the wall. It's going to be very hard with no wing. And a poor start from him, which is unfortunate. Declan and Dodge Demon both coming to serve their drive-through penalties. And Dragonflies, it's going to be interesting to see what happens to him, because he does have a drive-through, but he also needs to get a fresh wing on. As Declan and Dodge Demon both serving the drive-through penalties accordingly, and I'm pretty sure, Queen Stonage in the battle with Elo, Luca even, and Luca now dropped down into P5. Was it Elo? Oh no, he hits into the wall, and he might get a bit of wing damage, but we just missed out on a bunch of action there. Queen Stonage and Luca trying to go for the move on Queen Stonage, only a 10th off of him. He's going to count his chickens and wait, maybe next lap for a move, or maybe for a mistake from Queen Stonage, just like that one there. But it'll be very hard to get a move done here, and is he going to try it? No, he's not. As James gets up 2 positions. Oh, Opa and the Rolo both fighting for the final points position, or the second final points position. But now Lucas Giles down the inside of Luca into the barrier. Oh no! Oh no, he's out the session. That was a very unfortunate for him. He was going for the move there, and it ended in catastrophe for them two. Wow, that is really unfortunate for the Alpine driver and his team principal watching on in the stream. He will be devastated by that incident then. And Lucas Giles, you got to ask, is he to blame for this? But he is going to come into the pit lane. He might have a broken wing, or he might be just going onto those hard tyres to bring him to the end. But this is going to be great for Samim and his race, who's now up into P10. He is on those hards. He will probably stay out. No, he's diving into the pit lane. Okay then, for Samim, let's see what he's going to put on. as Gio Beppo also out of the session. We didn't see where he DNF'd. I think it might have been 2 DNFs at once, but the first safety car is now out on the track. And so here we go then. And it's also going to be great for Dragonflies, but Dragonflies still yet to serve that drive-through penalty. You'll have to do that at some point after the safety car, because you cannot serve it during the safety car. But has had a very poor start to this race, but he'll be happy that he can at least get some sort of challenge back to the leader. But when we've seen this before, AT leading the race by a few seconds and a safety car comes out. This is getting a bit of deja vu. The McLaren driver is being engineered today by the box, our championship leader in Tier 1. Most definitely going to be the champion soon. He actually can win the championship if he does win the next 3 races, which is including 1 sprint race, or 2 races and 1 sprint race. And he can take victory at the Monza sprint race and he will be crowned the champion. But he won't find that news out until the end of that race. But it's going to be a great showing for the McLaren driver. If it does happen, obviously Gianni in P2 can still take charge of the championship, but that is going to be in very rare circumstances. The points margin is now running very, very thin, and James gets a 3-second time penalty from multiple ones. Dragonfly still trying to catch up with the safety car. He's gained over 50 seconds since it came out, so he'll most definitely catch it if it does stay out for another lap, which I'm assuming it will do, because there's still 5 cars yet to catch. And there we go, AT getting those heat into those tyres. And Samim dropped down into P12, but he is on those mediums now. Does he decide? Will he decide to extend this in, or is he gambling on another safety car to come out? I don't think he will be able to take close to the end, and that might have been a warning for the Alfa Romeo driver, because he's still keeping it very tight to the wall, and he's taking very unnecessary risks. But he might just be practicing his driving since he didn't get to do that much in qualifying. But he is definitely he was favourite to win this race, but his chances are looking fairly slim at the moment down in P12, but anything can happen over the course of a race distance. And you got 2 warnings because of the AI. Wow. Sometimes I wouldn't think it, but it'll be interesting once this race gets underway once again. There was a lot of action in the first couple of laps. So will we see the same fate once the safety car gets back underway? Dragonflies will probably catch up at the end of this lap, which means we will see the safety car come in at the end of lap 4 and start us off for lap 5. Well, all tracks so far which we have raced around have not been driven by our Tier 1 drivers, but are scheduled to some point in the season. I don't think, is Singapore on the calendar? I'm not too sure if it is. And, oh, run there, a bit wide there. Does he have the drive-through penalty? Or am I just waffling? He does have that drive-through penalty. So he did manage to get that fresh ring on, which is obviously more important than getting that drive-through serve. You just have to run around once again, and Roller gets a 5-second time penalty for a collision. And I'm not too sure what's happened there then. It's been a couple of incidents with the safety car in Tier 2 so far this season, and as Dragonflies is now approaching the end of the safety car train on the same straight as Dodge Demon, not anymore, but will be momentarily. We are in the start of Sector 3, but the safety car will have to get announced in literally right now or something if it does come in at the end of this lap. And you can see Dragonflies is super close now to the safety car, and he has caught it, but will it be staying out for another lap? It is staying out for another lap, and that'll lead us into lap 5 then. Well, definitely a bit unnecessary for the safety car to stay out this long. I mean, everyone is packed up, and Dragonflies would have caught up anyways. But it is what it is, and Lucas Giles now down in 10th. Les Waters, welcome to the stream. We have a safety car here. There was a collision with Lucas Giles and Luca, and I'm pretty sure Gio Beppo also retired once the safety car, but at the same time when the safety car came out, so it was 2 DNFs in the matter of 1 or 10 seconds even. But how are you doing, mate? And who do you think is going to win this race? I mean, Samim is the championship leader and he's run down in P12. He didn't get a lap in quali, and that was down to his wheel. But he'll be looking to charge his way back up through the field and potentially take himself to a victory. So now see AT leading us into Sector 2. I'm still not sure why the safety car didn't come in at the end of last lap, but the FIA is going to FIA, I guess, and I don't know if that's just me, but for the entire bit there, he was burning rubber on his tyres, which means he might just be getting the heat into those brakes. He might know that safety car is going to come in at the end of this lap, but unless that was a visual glitch, that looked like he was getting rid of as much rubber as humanly possible. But Singapore is such a beautiful track, and Lucas Giles and James once again, not too sure what's happening between them two. I mean, positions are changing quite a bit, which it really shouldn't do, should it? The safety car, there we go, safety car is coming in at the end of this lap then. And will the graphics work? It's going to be interesting to see. I'm not too sure they are going to work, so is 18 now in Sector 3, is just letting the safety car depart and getting him back into the pit lane before he gets us underway for green flag running once again. And Dragonfly giving himself a bit of a gap to the back car of Dodge Demon, which is quite a smart tactic, because once that safety car gets underway and AT gets past the timing line, he will be able to get the overtake done. And I've done that many times before, where you go from quite far back and you get the speed up. You get a speed up earlier, so you get lots of pace difference. It's like a Red Bull compared to a Mercedes down the main straight with DRS. That's the best way I could describe it. But here we go then. For AT now, he's got us underway. Oh no, he hasn't. Oh yeah, he has. AT's went. And has he caught Magelda? Magelda is very close behind. Will he be able to challenge him in the turn 1? He's got the slipstream. Will he try to get the move done? He's going to pull out. He's going to look for the move. I don't think he'll be able to do it though. Quinn Zonage and Elo miss. Side by side into turn 1. Elo miss stays ahead and he nearly tags at Elo. But he has Simshad in P4. Lucas Giles his way up into P9. He's been looking out for that move for quite a while. And James also in P8. Luca has left session, unfortunate for him. He did DNF and speed drop down in. Oh no, he's actually gained one position into P12 and he gets the move done on his teammate Opa. I think he might have let him pass there. And here we go, Rolo and Lucas Giles both fighting for position. Or was that? Yeah, it is Lucas Giles fighting for that position. And he's going to try to go late on the brakes. No, he isn't. And now, oh, Rolo and is that Lucas Giles? Trying to go side by side there. There's a 2 Alfa Romeos once again going side by side. Was there a collision there? Samim nearly taps into the back of Rolo, and Rolo nearly squeezes him into the wall. And oh no, Declan smashes into the back of him. And he must have went a bit late on those brakes, as Declan now has to re-level himself back on traction and come out just behind Dodge Demon. Now Elo into the blind corner is going to have to try and get the better exit, which he does seem to do quite well. And Magelda has took the lead of the race. When did that happen? The Skull and Blaze both side by side down the DRS straight with no DRS activated. Won't be activated for another 2 laps. And Skull goes a bit deep into the corner, and that might allow Blaze to get the run. He doesn't know. But AT, quite importantly, has lost the lead, and 1 second is massively written out. Sorry, I had to close my windows. So it was absolutely torrential rain outside right now. Let's hope it doesn't happen in Singapore here then. But yeah, quite important that those windows were closed. And it is going to be dry for the rest of this session then. But here we go then. As AT is going to try battle back to Magelda. He's never been good at the safety car restarts, and it has caught him out twice now. As Salim hasn't really made any gains, but Lucas Giles and James side by side in turn 1. James runs him off the track a little bit, and Lucas Giles now round the outside. They could be shown the wall of very, very little room, which is fair, harsh but fair. Fighting on Lucas Giles and James trying to stick it down the outside once again. It hits into the wall, and now Lucas Giles side by side once again. Lucas Giles prevails with the spirit of the straight line speed. Oh, so Salim also gets a move done, and he's going to try challenge Lucas Giles round the outside. He's going to go late on the brakes, and he's going to give him the room, but he runs off track a little bit. And on the better tyres, Salim now down the inside of Lucas Giles. He's going to get a move done. It's into P7. James trying to get himself in on the action. It's now ahead of Lucas Giles. Lucas Giles dropped down to P9, and Lucas Giles not letting it go. But oh no, they've collided once again. And James has lost his wing, and Lucas Giles now running in P11, and there's another safety car. It's actually a virtual safety car, but he's dropped some positions as well. As Samim, what a move from him. 2 positions, no matter of 2 or 3 corners, but very very tough battling going on between them two then. But ultimately, it caused Lucas Giles and James to both be caught out there, and they both lose position. When will the safety car restart get underway? Because we now see Elo 4 times off with AT. I'm not sure if that's just the safety car gap, but we will see once the safety car gets VSC gets back under green flag running. But quite a fair, there we go, green flag running once again. And AT catches Magellan around, really challenged him into turbo. No, he had to lift off the throttle a bit there. And DRS is now enabled, so it will be enabled at the next over there DRS straight for these. And actually on the main straight for a couple of people. But here we go then for AT. He's going to try to reclaim the lead of this race, which he so rightly deserves before the safety car. But Magellan holding them over at the moment, and James gets a 3-second time penalty from World 1. He ended to pit lane. AT taps a wall a bit there. Does he get wing damage? I don't think he does. And here we go. In the slipstream of Magellan, isn't going to be able to get that move done. Is there any other moves going to get done with the DRS? Dodge Demon on Omega with the DRS. His teammate running up in P2. Impulsive running up in P8. Dodge Demon's going to try and go around the outside. He's going to try and go for the switchback, get the better exit, and he doesn't manage to do so, but he's going to be very close behind now. And going to look to get the move done as Blaze gets a bad exit there. And now Samim with the slipstream, and he doesn't have as much straight line speed as Blaze, I don't think. But it's going to look to get the move done. And there we go. You see Blaze is running quite a bit wide in every corner, and he nearly hits into the wall there. And that's allowing Samim to just get ever more close to him. But if Blaze makes a single mistake, Samim is very close behind. Oh no, Blaze runs a bit wide there, and he hits off the wall, and that's allowing Samim up into P6. His charge for P1 is continuing, as he's now going to make the charge down to Skirl. And we're going to watch AT this battle for P1 then, as also Dodge Demon, Lucas Giles and Declan getting in the DRS train. And it is forming quite well, but Magellan, AT and Elo all fighting for P1. Elo is hanging on for DRS from AT. And he's going to try get it, and he will get it. He nearly hits off the wall there. But then the driving from the man who did DNF during the qualifying session. He did drop down to P5, I think, and Magellan gets a 42.8. Was definitely holding over the pace on AT, even without the DRS. AT is just running that dirt, yeah, and that's going to affect him quite a bit in the corners, especially around a tight, twisty circuit like Singapore. And here we go then for AT. He's going to try once again with the DRS. Will he be able to get close enough this time? He might just be harvesting and getting as close as possible before he goes for any moves. And yeah, it's going to stay behind. Dodge Demon though is 4 seconds, not 4 seconds, 4 attempts. He does get a bad exit there, so it'll be around 6 attempts now. But he's going to try to get the run on Impulsive. I don't think he's going to be able to do it though. And for Dodge Demon, yep, not going to be able to get the move done. Oh, he has a snap there. Lucas Giles down the inside of Dodge Demon is going to try to get the move done now around the outside. Dodge Demon is going to try and hold off the battle, but he's going to lose out time to Declan, who's going to try to force himself back into the battle with Dodge Demon. He gets a better exit, but Lucas Giles now back up into P9. He's trying to fight his way through the field after 2 collisions so far in this race. And Lucas Giles gets a bad exit there, which allows Dodge Demon to get closer. But the battle here is really with the Mercedes and the Aston Martin. Can Lucas Giles get away, or is he going to try to catch up to Impulsive or Omega to try and get in that battle for P8? And Dodge Demon with the DRS can't get the move done. Declan sort of running out now, and Dodge Demon has seemed to stick with Lucas Giles quite well then, which is going to allow him to hold his own over the Red Bull driver, and he gets a 3-second time penalty. He ran over the track there. When does Tier 1 race here? Check the calendar. I'm not exactly too sure when they do race here. And Samim, 1/10 off his Skirl now. We will get a DRS. Skirl will markedly get the DRS. And now he gets a better exit with the DRS in the slipstream. Skirl actually doesn't open up that DRS flap. And down the inside is going to get the move done into turn 1. Samim now up into P5. And he's going to be hot on the tail with Queen's Stonehenge. And he will be getting the DRS before the next DRS zone. He is within a second. And this is going to be great for Samim, but he is 6 seconds off at P3, and that will not be good for him. He will need another safety car if he wants any shot at getting this race win, or he might just have to go for an aggressive strategy. But you've got to remember, those mediums will not hold him to the end of this race, and AT and Magellan You got to remember also, haven't pitted yet. So Samim, he's either going to go for a really aggressive strategy, or he's going to try pit at the same time as AT and Magel, which he does get with that free pit stop when he did go under the safety car. And I'm going to move my mic just a bit further back so it doesn't go as distorted. Anyways, yeah, my mic was like really close to my mouth. I don't know why I do that. I like to do that. There's Samim now, 4 attempts off of Queen Stonehenge, getting the DRS on him, and will he get the move done here? It could be likely, but it is a very short streak compared to the second DRS rate of the lap. Oh, Queen Stonehenge gets a bad exit there, and Samim's going to capitalise on that, and he is 3 attempts now as the gap. He might actually be able to get the move done in a corner, and he goes so much later on the brakes. He is so much more confident in that car, and he does have the better tyres as well. You've got to remember that. And now Samim, just aching closer and closer to Stonehenge, and it's just more, just like, I don't know how to describe it. He can just get more out of every corner than any other driver at the moment. And here we go then for Samim. He's in the slipstream of Stonehenge, still isn't faster than Magelda, who has extended his gap now to 8 attempts over AT. It's going to be harder for him to get the move done. AT, Samim. Oh, he runs off the track there, and that was fairly late lunge from him to try and just get ever more closer. But sometimes the confidence, you get a bit too confident, and he taps the wall a bit there. That might just be us. But with the DRS now, he's only 4 attempts off of him. Will he be able to get the move done? It's very much likely, and down the inside for Samim. Gets a full car length ahead and is absolutely not, what's the word? I don't know the word, he's not. Scared, let's just say scared. He's not scared at the thought of Queen Stonehenge, and there's a 4-car train here, all for the P9 and P10, I'm presuming, or P8 even. Lucas Giles is only 2 attempts off of Impulsive, and is now so much closer, and it looks like there's a 2-car battle here, 1 for each position, but you can see with this overhead shot here, how much different lines everyone seems to be taking. And oh, the Mercedes down the inside of Dodge Demon. Is he going to get the move done? He's only a 10th off, but he actually does get his compromise. He does get his extra compromise a bit there. So that will prevent him from getting any move done. And 2 drivers in the pit lane, James and Dragonfly, all in the pit. Oh no. James has a 5-second time penalty for crossing the pit lane white line. He was doing super good in this race until he had that collision with Lucas Giles. Oh, Dodge Demon into the wall. And James might disconnect from the session. But yeah, Dodge Demon does go into growth mode as RPM Declan is super close behind now. He's on his tail. Same with Lucas Giles and Impulsive. He hits into the back of him, and that might be like a tap iron here. He does get a bit slidey, and that might compromise him and stop him from getting the move done here. He does get a better exit though with the DRS. Will he use the overtake? Will he try to get a move done? I don't think he's going to. He's going to try to get it done purely on the DRS alone, and he's not going to be able to do it. And he's going to have to hold off just for a little bit more. But that move is getting closer and closer for Lucas Giles, and he taps into the back of him once again. Impulsive's mediums are definitely going off now as we'll go on to lap 12. They will be in the dying stages, or maybe even into a graining phase. But here we go for Lucas Giles with the DRS. This is probably his first overtaking opportunity. He's going to try to give it all into this corner. And will he go later on the brakes? He's going to try to go around the outside and get a better exit, but he is going to have to stay behind and is unable to get the move done. But Dodge Demon and Declan both still fighting for that P10, the last points position, and Declan sort of dropping off the battle again, but he does marginally just get closer and closer each time they go around, and I haven't really seen much of the AT Magelda battle, but mainly because there isn't really a battle at all between them two. It's sort of just sitting in DRS. It's a big DRS train at the moment, and Impulsive with the worst exit there. Lucas Giles with the DRS might be able to get the move done, but it might be worse for him to be in the front of that DRS train. But even though Impulsive gets that worst exit, he's still able to just accelerate more than Lucas Giles, because Lucas Giles has to slow down just a tad bit more to avoid any collisions, and Ultimate gets a 3-second time penalty. Les Wise, I've not got any errors on my screen to say streams crashing. It might be on your end, I'm not too sure. But here we go then for Lucas Giles. Super close to Impulsive now. For you, Ollie, your teammate did DNF. I mean, no, your driver did DNF. He had a collision with another driver and it sent him into the barrier. And Impulsive with the bad exit. Lucas Giles now with the DRS is going to get past seamlessly. And it's unfazed by the McLaren driver, and now he leads the train, but he'll be looking to extend and get to Blaze, who is in P7. He doesn't want to stay in that DRS train for long, because that means Impulsive will be able to get the move done on him soon, and Unfazed was a word which I was looking for before, instead of scared. And now Dodge Demon getting ever more closer to Impulsive. Impulsive dropped down to P9, did he? No. He dropped down into P9, and Lucas Jazz did get ahead. Lucas Jazz is fast though, he definitely tried to give it all into that. And oh no, Impulsive and Dodge have a collision! Oh, Impulsive into P11 now, and he should say P11. Wow, that's really unfortunate for the McLaren driver. He was running in P8 at the start of this last lap, and is now running in P11 after a little collision with Dodge Demon. There's definitely been a lot of tapping going on today, which is just meaning the battle is ever more closer. And oh, Dodge nearly gets it, nearly spins out there. He got very slidey on the rears, and Lucas Jazz has pulled out the second of Impulsive, obviously because he spun, but he's pulled out the second of Declan as well. And now Skirl has managed to get within a second of Stone Age, and Stone Age dropping more and more time every lap to those top four, as Samim is gaining and gaining on the top four, on the top three even, but Ela was losing now to AT and Magelda, so Samim will definitely need a safety car in this race. I don't think it is possible for anyone to take charge of the championship, and all throughout the session he retires in the pit lane. And here we go then for Magelda. He's going to get charged down by AT, and he's super close this time, and I think this is the perfect time to catch up on this battle. He's nearly touching the back of him, and I think AT's been saving this one up for a while. Magelda is on around the similar ERS to him, but I think this is the time for AT to do the pushing, and I can just imagine the box going push, 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 push. There's Dodge Demon now, super close to RPM. Will he get the move done? He did have the DRS. He's going to be using the ERS as well. They're both flashing, which means none of them will have that ERS advantage. And we're going to AT, who now will have the DRS on Magelda, and he's just going to get more and more close. And yeah, he's just sitting behind now, but I thought he was going for a move. And now, here we go then. For AT, just trying to get the better exit and praying for a Magelda mistake. Oh no, he nearly has a mistake himself, and that's going to drop him out of a second. Now he's going to have to push to catch back up. Those tyres might be showing a bit of wear now, and they are definitely not at the optimum level anymore, as we're nearly halfway through this race. As Stone Age gets a bad exit there, and that's going to allow Skull just creep closer and closer. We've seen 2 errors there in the past lap, and AT manages to push back within a second, but he won't have the DRS down that main straight. Dodge Demon gets a 3-second time penalty once again, and that might allow Impulsive to maybe get the run on him. As oh no, Dodge Demon spins out, and that's actually going to allow Impulsive to just get the position done on track. Or will it? Because he's going to go down the inside of Dodge Demon, and Dodge Demon is going to move out of the way. And I don't think there's anything Dodge Demon could have really done about that. He sort of had to let that move happen. He hits into the wall once again. He's going to try fight back for that P10. The points are definitely still on for him. You know, see Dragonfly being lapped, but he is working his way up to unlap himself. He definitely didn't have the best start to this race, as we saw. Safety car helped him out a little bit, but then more collisions. It's just definitely not been his day. He is a very fast driver, and everyone does have their off days. And yeah, AT managed to reclose that gap, but he might have had to use a bit of overtake for that, and that's going to allow Magelda to charge more and more on that battery pack, and it's going to help him to get the oh no, Dodge Demon retires. Oh, he spun out, and there's another safety car. That's going to be great for Samim, but also it's going to be horrible for the drivers who are fighting on the track at the moment. And now this is a time for the top 3 to pit. Will Samim come into the pit lane as well? It is quite likely that he will, but we saw that coming for Dodge Demon, as he did have that incident before. But he'll be our 4th DNF of the session then. And yeah, unfortunate for him. But let's see who comes into the pit lane then. I'm positive these two will come into the pit lane. Elo obviously will come in the pit lane as well, and Will Samim. This is what I want to know. Will Samim come in the pit lane? And here we go then. He goes on to the fresh medium tyre. That's going to be great for the end of his race. And AT comes in the pit lane as well. Tamim also in the pit lane. Stone Age into the pit lane. Skrull stays out on the track. And if he pitted, that means he'll come out in P1. Has he pitted? We need to know this. Now, but Skrull will take the lead of this race momentarily. I just want to know, has he pitted? Skrull hasn't pitted yet, which means he has probably lost out quite a bit there. And he will lose out at the end of the safety car. I might pray for another safety car and he might look to extend the strategy. But he will be charged down by Magelda, AT, Blaze. Oh, Blaze actually didn't pit, so both Hasters haven't pitted yet. Elo as well on the medium. So, yes, Samim, Elo, AT, and Magelda will all be charging down on both of the Haas drivers who have yet to pit in this race. And was that a bad strategy call? We'll find out. But as the safety car is out for the second time in this race, it is quite likely that the AT and Magelda battle will continue, and Samim is going to be buzzing with that safety car. He's basically doing the last first challenger now. And this is pretty a good time to remember, vote for Driver of the Day. RacersUnited.net/vote. Get your vote in. Who do you think's impressed you the most so far? I'll definitely say Samim with his charge from the back of the field. Magelda has also had a great race so far, challenging AT, and AT also had a great race as well. It could be anyone's. Elo, is he your vote? He did have an incident in qualifying, but he's definitely making up for it at the moment with a provisional P3 in hand. But you got to remember, Samim, very close behind, will be looking to take that away from him. We'll find out as the safety car gets back underway momentarily. Well, not momentarily, in the next couple of laps. Let's have a look at the position gains between these two of them. As Magelda's definitely had the pace over these two of them. But yeah, everyone except from the P1 and P4, which are both Haas drivers, have yet to come in the pit lane. Here you go. You see, Samim has gained 11 positions. Blaze has gained 4 and Skrull 6, but they can be counted out when they have to come into the pit lane. But here, we don't know what's going to happen for the rest of this race, so it could still be anyone's to take. And yeah, just a reminder that what? Oh yeah, the graphics aren't working, but it will be drive for the rest of this session. We did get to see that. I guess it's unfortunate that the graphics did stop working, but it is what it is. And everyone is going to have to catch up to that safety car now, as Rollo at the back of the pack has been lapped. Same with Dragonflies. James might have been lapped as well, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, Skrull leading the race. I don't think it's his first time leading the race, but it is due to the strategy call which he's went for. So, does he decide to pit during the safety car? That might be where he can gain the most time. He might be looking to pull a gap out, but he is prone to a collision if he doesn't pit, because those drivers behind him will be going out for those ambitious moves. I don't think the safety car will come in at the end of this lap. I think it might come in at the end of the next lap, to allow everyone to catch up to the field once again. But we've seen carnage throughout this race entirely so far, so I hope we'll see it to the finish line. But here we go then. Safety car now coming to the end of sector 2. Well, I think this is where we'll get the announcement whether the safety car is coming in yet or not. And I don't think the safety car will come in. It will be out for another lap. Everyone in chat, what is your predictions? Who do you think is going to win this race? Let us know. Let us know. And Tamim, what happened to Tamim? Oh no! What has happened to Samim? What on earth has happened to Samim? Oh, he's out of the session. No way. No way that's just happened. What has just happened? Samim? What happened? This is crazy. You're in the safety car. His steering wheel broke. His steering wheel broke. or he has had issues with the steering wheel, and it has caused him to come out of the session now. And it might be under safety car where it's probably best to happen under the safety car rather than happen midway through the race, like when he's actually battling someone. But wow. Daisy, I don't think he will be in a good position because he does have to pit. He hasn't pitted yet. He needs as many laps as possible to get away from the rest of the field. But yeah, safety car should come in at the end of this lap. If it stays out for another lap or two, that's going to be frustrating to say the least. But 5 drivers out of the race now. We saw one with a collision with Luca. Samim had his wheel issues. Opa also retired. Opa retired in the pit lane. Dodge Demon in Sector 1 retired, and JL Beppo, I'm pretty sure he retired at the same time as Luca. Hopefully we don't see any more DNFs throughout the rest of the session. But yeah, his wheel has let him go. And will the safety car come in at the end of this lap? We'll find out in just a moment time. It might actually stay out for another lap because... oh no, it is coming at the end of this lap. Okay, we've been under safety car for long enough now. So it is going to be staying, coming in at the end of this lap. And will Dragonflies or Rolo catch up to the rest of the field then? We will find out. But here we go. The Skull leading the field into the final parts of Sector 3 before this race gets underway once again. And I'm pretty sure everyone has unlapped themselves now, which means we're going to see some beautiful running. But will Dragonflies be able to catch up to the field? We'll find out when Skull goes. Skull's decided to go early. Oh no, he hasn't. Yeah, there you go. Skulls went now. And has he caught out Magelda? Magelda, no he hasn't. Magelda gonna go side by side with Skull. Will he go later on the brakes? He's most certainly gonna go later on the brakes. And he's gonna get that move done. I'm pretty sure Elo will try to go for the move on Blaze there, but Blaze runs a bit wide. And that's gonna allow him up into P4. AT, oh no, Skull spun out. That's actually terrible for his restart. Now he'll be running out the point when he decides to come into the pit lane, running in P9 now. And Declan going side by side with Stone Age. Trying to get the move done, doesn't get it done though. He's gonna have to sit behind for quite a while now. It's impulsive. Oh no, impulsive into the wall. What happened to him? Here's Rolos. Nearly coming to overtake him as well. Does he get the overtake done though? Rolo doesn't, but impulsive will have to pit at the end of his lap. And AT now extended his gap to 7 tenths, but this is sort of where it was at before. Hopefully he does decide to hopefully the DRS comes sooner for AT, but Elo already dropped out of a second. You can see the battle with these two. They are absolutely unstoppable. So I mean, the only person who would have been able to challenge them is out of the race. Now Lucas Giles down the inside of Blaze. Blaze dropped down into P5. He's going to try to challenge it back, but he won't be able to. With the overtake though, he actually might be able to put up a fight. No, he doesn't. Squint Stone Age now going around the outside of Blaze. Blaze drops another position, and Blaze, Stone Age capitalizes on the exit of Lucas Giles. And now down the inside, he's going to try to get the move done. It's a very risky goal to get it done. Oh no, he taps him and he spun around. And now he's going to be out of the points positions as Impulsive and Dragonflies both catching the way back up through the field. And oh, that's super unfortunate for Stone Age. He was running such a good race, but yet again, another tap. And he's out of the session. I wonder how many reports will be at the end of the session as Declan now goes down the inside of Blaze. Blaze on those hards. He definitely wishes he pitted a bit earlier. And now down the inside, Declan goes onto Blaze. Blaze is going to try to fight it around the outside, but is unable to do so. Oh, he's actually going to try to capitalize on that bad exit of Declan, but Declan, with those better tyres, is ultimately just going to get the run on him. And now for Skull, is actually catching up back to his teammate after spinning out early on in this race. And now AT only 4 times off of his teammate. Not his teammate, his rival, Magelda. His first race it is in Tier 2. He had the issues in Austria and Tier 1. I'm just glad they are fixed now. With EA servers being in a massive hellhole at the moment. And Stonage gets a 3-second time penalty from multiple warnings. Lucas Charles run up into P4, but will he keep that with the incidents which have happened so far in this race? Nobody knows who's at fault for them, but we'll soon find out. As not Lucas Charles, Skull and Blaze both fighting for that position. As we now see him with the ERS, is going to get the overtake on, and he's going to try to catch up, but he's nearly dropping out a second. The DRS will be enabled at the end, the end of this lap. So on the start of lap 21, we'll get the the DRS back enabled with 10 laps to go. Yeah, another drinking. And now AT nearly dropped out of a second. Magelda might be on course to win a race, but AT is trying to hold on for dear life. They are probably fighting for the profile picture, which we have made. Well, here we go then for AT in the slipstream of Magelda, and now gets a DRS open, and that's going to be great for him. He's going to be able to claw some time back onto the Red Bull driver, and he's going to be fairly safe and sound for now. But he will have to just eke out and gain more. He might be going for a couple last lap lunge, and he gets purple sector 1, which you'll probably expect. Yeah, let's hope there is no more safety cars in this race. Hopefully there isn't, but it is quite a possibility. But it's been a great show put on by the drivers today in Singapore. Now we see Stonage gaining on Dragonflies, and is trying to fight his way back up through the field after a collision with Lucas Giles. And did he hit off the wall there, or was that Dragonflies? I'm not too sure. I guess we'll find out in a moment. And I'll see Stonage. It's a bad exit from Dragonflies, but it's going to slow down Stonage. But Stonage tries to get a better exit, get some more traction. And here we go then with the DRS. He's going to go down the inside. He's going to go for the late move on the Alpha Tower driver. And he goes... Oh, no, he goes into the barrier. The same place where he had a collision earlier on. And now, with no wing, Dragonflies is going to hold on. But Stonage... Wow. He was going to go for a very ambitious move there. He's going to come into the pit lane now. Might try to get those soft tyres on. As Rolo loses the position to Omega, and AT gets a 3-second time penalty, and that's just all the better for Magelda, who now has a 3.8 second gap if you count that 3-second time penalty. And here we go then for AT with the DRS. Isn't going to try to go for the overtake, but he's going to have to go for an overtake a lot sooner than he would have hoped for, unless Magelda gets a 3-second time penalty as well. But yeah, that's horrible for AT's race, and well, he will need to pull a 3-second gap if he wants any shot at winning this race. And here we go then for AT. Once again, just eking closer and closer to the Red Bull driver, and keeping it nice inside the wall. But Gerald looks like he got way better on the apex there. And now for AT with the DRS. Does he get a DRS? He does get a DRS. Is getting closer and closer once again, but is not trying for that overtake at the moment. At this rate, when he gets the overtake done next lap, he'll have to gain around 0.3 or 0.4 temps a lap, which is quite hard with the DRS around here as well. Blaze and Skull still yet to pit. They will have a nice option once to do exit the pit lane or come into the pits of the softs. I'm pretty sure they'll be able to go on to without them going off too bad. And Stone Age onto the mediums, the fresh mediums with a fresh wing. And here we go then for AT, or Skull actually. Let's look at Skull as he's about to get an overtake done on his teammate of Blaze. And does Blaze not come into the pit lane? Okay, here we go then for Skull. He's going to get the move done. He's using the overtake. Is he going to go for a late move? Blaze is flashing, which means he doesn't have the DRS or the ERS which he wants. And Blaze with a horrible exit there allows Skull to get closer and closer, and he's nearly side by side with him. And now with the outside line, before the DRS one, he's going to get the DRS, and he's also going to get the move done. Does his teammate let him pass there? We do not know, but he will get the DRS, and that will allow Blaze to stay in the slipstream, and will be shortly challenged by Dragonflies, who sees them in his sights. And AT must have had a little mistake, because he's now down 1 second behind Magelda. Magelda's just holding him off, and he's got so much pace in that Red Bull. You've got a question. How on earth did that happen in Tier 1 Austria? On Saturday. And now for Magelda, he's going to eke closer and closer to the victory. This is 8 laps left in this race. And Lucas Giles running in a comfortable P4, so it's going to be some great points for the Red Bulls, and they might be able to challenge for the lead of the constructors. And Dragonflies and Blaze has a little incident. I think Dragonflies just got past, but Blaze had a little moment there, which just saw him drop out to Skull by over 4 seconds now. And the pack is pretty much just spread out. A second, there's a gap between every single driver, or more. And oh, what happened to AT there? AT has a bit of has a massive moment at the end of the DRS straight, or out of turn 2 or 3 even, and now it's running nearly 2 seconds out, and that's going to allow Elos to get closer and closer. And I'm going to have a look at the penalties real quick. 3 seconds is the penalty gap, so Elos will have to get the overtake done on track, or AT might have to get another time penalty. So what's happened to Rolo? Rolo's in the pits. He's not in the pits. Under the tunnel, he's lost his wing, and that's going to allow James to get past him, but he's have to come in the pit lane now. And both Ferraris once again out of the points. Definitely not the showing they wanted today. But I don't think they'll lose any position in the constructors. And Magelda looks like he got a little moment out there, but AT now pushing for dear life to try to get back in that DRS. He might have been holding off a little bit, but you can see that moment has cost Magelda quite a couple of tenths. And now, oh no, he nearly spins out once again. What is happening to AT? Now he's lost over a second to Magelda once again. That's going to allow Elos within 3 seconds. You might want to cool it down, or else he's gonna potentially lose out on a P2 as well. We've seen it happen before when a driver is making too many mistakes and they try push more harder and harder when the tyres just can't cope with it, and it will just spin them out and bin it. Now everyone, remember, vote for driver of the day, race.net/vote. We're gonna vote for Samin before, but since then he has DNF, and I think Magelda is definitely more deserving of it at the moment. AT is trying to put on a great show today, and it's just unfortunately running out of time to get the move done. It's around 6 second gap you'd have to pull, so we'd have to pray on a DNF from Magelda, or massive moment or a spin for him to get back in this race. And Skirl comes into the pit lane. What's it going to be for the Haas driver? Surely it is those soft compound tyres, which will be waiting for him at the pit at the Haas garage. Let's have a look then. It will be the soft tyres, and here we go. Will he set the fastest lap? I mean, he's going to come out in P7, or will he? Because Omega now pushing and pushing to try and get ahead of the Haas driver, now exiting the pit lane, and Skirl leaving the pits. It is going to be overtaken by Impulsive, but only marginally, and that's going to allow Skirl to gain lots of time on him. Those soft tyres will definitely have a massive edge over those running on the mediums, and I think it's went pretty well for the Haas driver in terms of strategy. Yes, he was leading the race before, but now he's going to be able to gain at least one more position with those soft tyres, and it also depends on if those tyres can get up to the right temperature, because obviously this track has a very hot surface, which means those tyres could wear off quite a bit. And Blaze on the softs as well is within a second of his teammate, and they might have a little battle at the end of this race. And finally releasing the no action which we've seen so far. And Skirl, oh, AT has a moment, and he spun down into P3, and Elos now running in P2. Oh, AT, we saw before, we were saying how maybe making one too many mistakes would cost him the P2, and I think he has been pushing a bit too much. Those tyres are definitely not working for him now, and it might be worth maybe coming into the pits for some fresh tyres like the Haas's. and only losing out one position is better than spinning out. And there we go, Skull gets a move done, and Impulsive, but Impulsive come back at him down the inside, can't do it, he's shown at the wall, and now Blaze is going to have to try and get this move done as well. But Skull getting those tyres ready for a fast lap and trying to take the fastest lap of this race, but you can see those soft tyres have such an edge over the mediums. And now for Blaze, now going on Impulsive with the DRS on the next corner. Let's see the exit speed here. There we go. You can just see Blaze has so much more speed and he carries so much more into the straight. And now for Blaze with the DRS, he's going to get the move done on the McLaren driver, leaving him into the dust. And that's great for the both past drivers, bringing some great points home for the team. And also great for their drivers' standings. And there we go. Two moves fantastically executed. And now, once again, the pack is spread out. I think the only battle which we are going to see is the Blaze and Skull battle when these tyres do drop off, because I don't think they will last a full 6 laps. They could though, it is quite a possibility. And now, Blaze begin his charge down on Skull. He got held up quite a bit there by Omega, but ultimately will not be able to gain as much as he might have hoped. Once again, we just haven't seen much graphics today because mainly it's because they're not working, but we'll see for whatever sake the system was bugged. And Elos now, AT is actually gaining quite a few attempts a lap on him, but will it be enough to come for a last lap lunge? He's definitely put on his poker face more now, and it's going to be looking to maybe reclaim that P2 position, and he has. He's just gaining attempts a corner, but Elos might be just bringing it home a little bit. 4 laps left to maneuver. Magelda has now extended his lead over Elos to 8 seconds, and as we come into the dying stages of this race, definitely not dying for the likes of James, who's trying to go for the move on Impulsive. Impulsive must have had a little moment there, but the race is definitely far from over for the Haas drivers as well. Can Impulsive come back on them? It could be possible. And Blaze is now dropping out to Skull, so Skull might have solidified his P7 position there. But with the penalties, let's have a look at the penalties once again. It is 3 seconds. Blaze only has to gain 1.5 attempts, and that P7 is provisionally his. So will he get it done? And now, Impulsive fighting with James. Later on the brakes, he's going to get that move sealed on him. Great to see. And now, for Elos, just trying to hold off AT, who's gained another 4 attempts on him. With 3 laps to go, it could be very tight at this finish line. We've seen the DRS isn't as powerful around here as many would have thought. But AT now trying to capitalize on any Elos move he can. And they're both running fairly low on the ERS, and I'm pretty sure AT will know that. AT doesn't have to focus on anything else other than his drive, because the box, who is his engineer today. But the box will not be happy with that P3, especially when it could have been a P2, which is probably why he's pushing Elos to the max end to try and get that race victory sealed, or not race victory, P2 sealed in the final 2 free laps of the race. And now AT, oh, was that a mistake by Elos there? He's dropped within a second, and this is AT's first opportunity to get the overtake done. Will AT be ambitious or not? Because we've seen ambitious was his Achilles heel in reference to Macbeth. If you're watching this, I'm sorry. But yeah, AT now within 6 attempts. Will he be able to get the overtake done, or will Elos hold him off like Magelda did to him as well? We'll find out in the next couple of laps. And now, here we go then. Once again, final reminder, a vote for driver of the day, raceunited.net/vote. Your vote will count for the driver of the day, which is the Pride Trophy. And here we go, AT. It's looking to be all over Elos here, and it's 4 attempts now. before the DRS. Will he be able to get the move done here with the DRS? Elos is flashing. He's trying to defend as hard as possible. And AT will have to wait another DRS straight. He is not close enough to get it done. And there we go, AT within the slipstream, and it's 4 tenths now as a gap, which is very, very close. Now AT 6 tenths with the DRS. Will he get the move done? I don't think he will. Oh, Stone Age and Herb. Oh, very close for each other. Impulsive must have had enough of a mistake, because now Stone Age all over him. Oh, he tapped into the back of him, and that's going to allow Impulsive to spin out a little bit, and that'll bring him down to P11. He'll probably get the move done on James once again. But yeah, very close. There's now Magelda bringing us on to the penultimate lap of the race. AT 3 tenths now. Oh, he has a little moment there, and that's going to allow Elos to get super. That's going to be crucial for Elos in extending his gap and keeping that P2. Oh, Lucas Giles in the pit then. Okay. He thinks he's got the gap over. He's going to try to take that fastest lap away from who has the fastest lap at the moment. It's Magelda who has the fastest lap, so he's going to try to take it away from him then. And Declan actually does get ahead of him, so he will have to gain that position back as well. It's going to be a risky move. Unless he does win out on penalties. Now AT all over Elos. Wait, what have I just missed out on? There's waters, I'm pretty sure it's just a spectator bug. And AT, once again, he's just trying to get that move done as Magelda starts the final lap of this race then. And AT gonna try and get the move done on Elos. He has to get it done on this lap, or else he's not gonna get it done at all. And he's super close, he wants to get this move done. And this will determine his position in the championship. It'll be very good for his championship to capitalise on, to me, not winning. And there we go. He taps into the back of Elos, but now he's going to have the outside line before the DRS straight. Will he get it done? Oh, he's going to try to go for the better exit, and with the DRS now, he's going to be all over the rear of Elos. And now with the slipstream and the DRS and the overtake, he's going to take the racing line, and Elos is going to try to defend it, and they touch each other, and AT spins out, and Elos is going to maintain that P2. Oh no, that is horrible for AT now, who's going to finish the race in P3 unless Elos has one last lap incident, but it was inevitable that was going to happen between them two. And will there be reports after the race? We will find out, but AT will definitely not be happy with that. And he has lost out majorly there. It could cost him a lot of very important points in that championship, and AT is sort of limping his way to the finish line. But here we go then for Magelda. He's now in sector 3. He's had an absolutely beautiful race. Yeah, he qualified on pole position. He was challenged by AT, but he's managed to fight him off beautifully, and he hasn't got any penalties, which definitely helped him out quite a lot. It's been an absolutely superb drive for Magelda. His debut race in Tier 1 as he rounds the final corner. He's going to win the Singapore Grand Prix. He's going to become the second Tier 2 race winner. What a drive it's been for him, and him and Red Bull will be very happy with each other. What a race from him. Now Elos gonna round the final corner as well. He had a controversial incident with AT, but it's gonna put him on the second step of the podium. Will he get penalised after the race? We'll find out. And AT coming to finish in P3, and Lucas Giles, he's gonna be on the fastest lap attempt. Let's see if he can get it on this final lap. He is going to try, and the gap, you can see it was decreasing between him and AT, which means he definitely has a lot more pace in the hatchet. Oh no, Haas driver also spins out, which might be Blaze, and he will, I don't think he'll lose out at all there, but here we go then for Lucas Giles round the final corner. Will it be the fastest lap? Will he be able to take that extra point? He did overtake Declan, and it won't be the fastest lap of the race, but he does maintain that P4, which is interesting to note. And now Dragonfly is crossing the finish line to finish in P6. A great drive from him. Was very, very far back, a minute off the last car. At one point, the safe cars have definitely helped him quite a bit. Skirl and Blaze with the strategy option have had a great race as well. And some good points for the Haas team as they now cross the finish line to finish P7 and P8, respectively. And Stone Age and James going to be the final 2 points finishers to cross the finish line, and Pulse have definitely not had the best race. He's going to cross the finish line to finish down in P11, and he'll be good with that result. He had a couple of incidents which might not have been his fault. We'll find out after the race, obviously. Now, once again, just a reminder to vote for your driver of the day at raceunited.net/vote. And apparently James is driver of the day, but we'll let you vote for your driver of the day. And now, just loading, waiting for it. Now for Magelda, making his way onto the top step of the podium for the first time in Tier 2. What a race it's been from him. Absolutely deserved. And beautiful celebration as we see AT and Elos both trying to get that position as well on that final lap. Both sitting on the podium, surprised they're not going to be whacking each other over the head with the champagne bottles. There we go. Great race in Singapore then, and we'll cut to the cool down room where we'll get our driver's take on the race. And it'll be interesting to find out what's happening between these two drivers then. And here we go. Just make sure we get all this. There we go, right. Let's go to the cooldown room then. Right, we'll bring our three drivers in. AT, Elos, and Magelda needs to come into the... Right, there we go, they're in. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, there you go. Everything working? There we go. Eric, enjoy.
I practice with oh. Hello.
Hello.
that was a race, that's for sure.
Definitely was.
It's a challenging track, isn't it?
Personally, not one of my favourites. I
Yeah, it's pretty harsh on those tyres as well.
yeah.
I tried to manage my tires through the race.
Well, you did kind of run away with it.
Yeah. At the end, those mediums at the start, I felt so much grip, so I know I had to have the grip at the end. So
Yeah.
I was just trying to chill it out.
And the squabble between AT and Eli did push you further in front. Which, good on your behalf.
Yeah, so Moon retired, didn't he?
I thought
Yeah.
I think his wheel fucked him.
Yeah, he's Fanatec or something like that. I was about to buy one as well. Better not now.
But I think that was a solid first dry race of Tier 2.
Oh, yeah, I
It
suppose
is.
it has been, hasn't it?
Yeah. So that's like a more true representation of skill.
Yeah, I won't make this have to go for food. Or so the interviews I cannot.
Yeah.
Feel bad for Samim though. Samim,
Yeah, he's looking pretty strong. He's like carving his way through the field.
and then his wheel just gave up on him.
I think
He was running super well.
Yeah, and I'm like here hovering over the buy button for a Fanatec.
Yeah, probably don't get the Fanatec. It
Yeah,
will let you down.
We'll bear that in mind.
I'm on
but
the
it's the
Thrustmaster though.
cheapest out of them all. Well, I was looking at Logitech, but they're like £1,000. And Moser was like, I don't know, 700-800 quid.
Wait, what?
But one of those Mosers. Was it Moser, Monza, whatever they're called?
Monza, Moser. I think it's a Moser. Monza's where you
Yeah.
could win the championship though.
Yeah.
Quick, he's faster. Yeah.
Let's see, got a little bit of practice for Spa, I think.
Yeah, the boss. What's your take on that incident?
I didn't see from behind, so
It was the last lap. To be fair, AT had to make the move, didn't he? So it was
Yeah.
either go big or go home, and I think he went home.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
off work.
like a
But I didn't. I was watching it from AT's perspective, but I didn't see it from.
I have my perspective.
Yeah, I mean, will there be a report after the race?
I guess he will, because he's just talking shit on the chat. He needs to grow up, maybe. But it's okay.
and watching the stream.
Drove into me once. I had to correct. That's when we touched the second time, so I don't know what he expected. If he wants to crash into people and then they want to ride over the curve and then bounce into him and then expect that he doesn't get crashed out, then he needs to go play Forza, maybe, not F1. But it's okay.
So there's a bit of tension between you two then.
Yeah, it's fine. I was cool with it until he started talking shit, but it's fine. I don't feel
Love
like
a bit of rivalry.
it's fine. I'm not mad about it. I know that I left the space the entire fight. He didn't, so it doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, right. Go out the commentary room now. We are. I don't think there's anyone waiting for the interviews, so we are just gonna go and end the stream here. Today, we will raid. I think we'll start. We'll raid this guy. Okay. Anyways, thank you everyone for watching the stream. Remember, racersunited.net/. racingunited.net/vote. You can vote for your driver of the day there, and all good and hood. Remember, join the stream, get some channel points. There's gonna be some stuff done with the channel points soon, so I'd definitely stick around for that. But yeah, until next time, see you all later.